this is the first part that I am using the Steins Gate Zero patch made by the Committee of Zero. If you'd like to check out the Committee of Zero and their other projects relating to the Science Adventure series, please click the links down in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's just begin this episode of my Steins Gate Zero Let's Read.
ここが
A brightly colored building in front of Akihabara Station. Radi-Kan. This was where it started. Yes. This is where everything had begun. On that day, the time machine appeared on the roof of the building. It was just after that when I met Kurisu. I could still remember it. The challenging look in her eyes. Thinking back, I may have already fallen in love with her then. But even though this was the place I'd met her, this was also the place where I'd...
Okabe-san, どうしたの?
すまない。
I knocked over something on my desk, I'm sorry. Lately, I'd been so busy with Kagari that I started to think I was getting a little better. But maybe I wasn't.
汗すごい。ごめん。もしかして私のせい？
いや、そうじゃないんだ。ただ。
Whenever I came here, I couldn't help but remember what happened that day. But...
行こう。
いいの？具合悪いんでしょ？
大丈夫だ。
I couldn't just stand out here forever. I couldn't keep Mayuri, Daru, and the others worrying forever. If I needed to get over it at some point, then...
わかった。それじゃ、行こう。
Something soft touched my hand. Kagari was holding my hand tightly in hers.
ありがとう。
Kagari led me down the bustling street towards Radi-Kan. My knees felt like they were about to give out at any second. Even after I got inside, I was still doing better than I thought I would. But I didn't feel like climbing the stairs where it had happened. We took the elevator to the roof. Ferris, aka Akiha Rumio, had carefully locked the door to the roof so that no one who wasn't authorized could enter. I'd been given a key, too. But today was the first time I was able to use it. The first thing I saw after coming onto the roof was a strangely shaped object. The time machine.
わあ、懐かしい。これ。私、これに乗ってきたんだよ。
Kagari happily ran up to the time machine. It was right after she'd separated from Suzuha that she'd lost her memories. She remembered going from the future to this place in 1975.
初めてこのビルの上に降りた時にね、お空がすっごく綺麗でびっくりしたの。
Unfortunately, it wasn't very pretty right now. But Kagari spoke as if there was an endless blue sky stretching out in front of us.
私、ママと別れるのが嫌で、ずっとこのマシンの中で泣いてた。ママに会いたいよって。そんなことじゃダメだ。いつまでも泣くんじゃないって、鈴葉お姉ちゃんに言われて、それでも悲しくて。そんな時に開いたハッチの外に見えたのが青い空だったの。
2036年の空は青くないのか？
うん。戦争の影響でね、ずっと黒くて暗い空。それに、外にもなかなか出してもらえないし。
The mid-70s were right after the big economic growth spurt. Ecological concerns weren't as important as they are now. That was also when air pollution was a really big deal. The air probably wasn't as clean as it is now. If it seemed beautiful to her anyway, that must have meant the air in the future was really terrible.
オカリンさんは、ここでクリスさんと初めて会ったの？
いや、ここじゃない。ここは。
お。
A cold drop hit my nose. Are you serious? Oh my god. Are you serious? Oh no, I know what the direction is going now. I know where the direction is.
ああ、そうだな。
That's right.
岡部か。
生きてたか。
そっか。ここだとあんたと会っちゃう可能性があること忘れてた。
何をしていたんだ？
考え事。
そうか。
The rain had been falling then too. When she learned that either she or Mayuri was fated to die, she'd come here and looked up at the sky like this. Whoa.
すごい降ってきたよ。オカリンさん、中に。オカリンさん。
What had she been thinking then? When she'd entrusted her fate to another person, to me.
オカリンさんったら、このままじゃ風邪ひいちゃうよ。早くこっちに。
I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the rain for a second. I'm not for sure, but I think my configurations were actually, changed a little bit. So let me fix them real quick. Oh yeah, the BGM and sound effects were pretty, yeah, they were meant to be a little bit lower. Well, okay, I can make them a little higher. There we go. There we go. Anyways. Kagari dragged me inside, away from the noise of the falling rain. A few moments later, I found myself sitting there. The place was being renovated, and none of the stores were open. The lights were off, too, and it made the place seem very gloomy.
びっくり。
That day, after the rain, Kurisu and I had leaned up against each other and talked. And this was also the place where...
ここだよ。ここが、俺とクリスが初めて会った場所だ。
Strictly speaking, this is where I'd first met her in the Beta World Line. That day, half a year ago.
さっき、私に何を言おうとしたんですか？
さっきとはいつのことだ？
ほんの15分くらい前、会見が始まる前に。私に何か言おうとしましたよね。すごく悲しそうな顔をして。まるで、今にも泣き出しそうで、それにすごく辛そうでした。どうして？私、前にあなたと会ったことありますか
？Thinking back, that was the beginning of everything. I wished I'd never met her. If only I'd have known this would be the result. If I never met her, I wouldn't have to feel this way.
オ かりんさん。
Wow. There we go. I just wanted to see this image for a second. Damn! I have to say, the art in Steins Gate is probably one of the most beautiful parts about this series. Just the art in the visual novels. It has this unique feel to it. Like, it fits the story way too well. I really love the CG art. I really love the CG art of Steins Gate, so... Damn. Wait, CG, BG? I think this is a BG. Background? Wait, what do CG and BG mean again? Ignore me. It's character graphic, background graphic. I know. I had a brain fart for a second. I like the BG, background graphic. I felt something soft touch my face.
Kagari.
私が怖がっていると、ママがよくこうしてくれたの。
どうして？
だって、オカリンさん、すごく辛そうで、今にも泣き出しそうなんだもん。
Kagari patted me on the head again and again, as if I were a child.
あいつとクリスと初めて会ったのはここだった。
ここって、この踊り場？
ああ。最初の印象は最悪。初めて会ったっていうのに、上から目線だわ睨みつけてくるわで、可愛さのかけらもなかった。もっとも、向こうだってそう思ってただろうけどな。
After all, at the time, I was rambling about nonsense like organization agents.
でも、それでも、クリスさんは、オカリンさんにとって大切な人になった。
ああ。
That was in the Alpha World line, though. Right after I met Kurisu in this one, she'd...
私の顔って、クリスさんによく似てるんだよね。
どうしてそれを？
先輩、真帆さんから聞いたの。
The minds are converging.
それでネットで調べてみたんだけど、自分でもびっくりするくらい似てた。そんな人の記憶が私の中にあるなんて、それも運命なのかなって。
Fate. It always was. Fate laughed at us. It toyed with us.
ねえ、もしも。
A drop of rain ran down Kagari's hair and hit the floor.
もしもね、椎名かがりの記憶がなくなって、完全にクリスさんの記憶に入れ替わるとしたら、そしたら、私は牧瀬クリスになっちゃうのかな。
そう簡単にいくものじゃないよ。
でも、もしもだよ。もしもそうなるなら、オカリンさんは嬉しい？私がクリスさんになったら、オカリンさんは嬉しい
？It was the voice of the demon I tried so many times to ignore.
俺は
I didn't want that. Or did I?
でも、私はやっぱり嫌だな。
Another drop of rain struck the floor.
このまま自分がどうやって生きてきたのかもわからないまま、誰からも必要とされないまま消えちゃうなんて。 私、どうなっちゃうのかな。私は。
Kagari was shaking a little. It wasn't just because of the cold.
ごめん。
いや、
I never did figure out what she was apologizing for.
このままじゃ風邪をひく。そろそろ帰ろう。
とにかく上がってください。
The first time I went into Lukako's room, it really did look like a girl's room.
うわぁ、二人ともずぶ濡れ。急いで着替えなきゃ。
Yanibashi Shrine was closer to Radi-Kan than the lab, so I decided to bring Kagari there. Mayuri had sent me a message on the way, so I had her come here first. I figured that Kagari needed Mommy Mayuri right now more than she needed me.
Mama.
Just like I thought. The second she saw Mayuri's face, she relaxed a little.
寒かったでしょう。お風呂沸かしてきますね。
Lukako handed us towels to wipe away the rain, and ran out of the room to start the bath.
お風呂、ママと一緒がいい。マユシーと？うん、いいよ。あ、でも、オカリンはどうする？
いや、俺はいい。かがりを先に入れてやってくれ。
うん、ありがとう。オカリンも風邪ひいちゃうから、着替えだけでもしてね。
なんとかする。
Maybe I could borrow Lukako's father's clothes? Just as I got up to leave the room.
かがりちゃん？
Yo-oh!
どうしたの？かがりちゃん。
Something was wrong with Kagari. She was staring at Mayuri's face, confused. She's forgetting Mayuri!
かがり？
誰？
Oh, fuck!
あなたは誰？マユシーだよ、かがりちゃん。かがり、私の名前？
かがり。
違う。私は誰なの？私は
Oh shit! Kagari tore at her hair and let loose a cry that sounded like it came from the pits of hell.
しっかりしろ、かがり。
痛いよ、ママ。助けて、パパ、助けて。誰か助けて。私を助けてよ。誰か助け。
Oh. She was like a puppet whose strings had been cut. All the strength left her body, and she fell forward. Fuck. By the time I left Lukako's house, the rain had stopped. We waited for a while after that, but Kagari showed no signs of waking up. She looked peaceful as she was sleeping, so I decided to leave her to Mayuri and Lukako, and head back to the lab. Oh my god! Okay, this episode is a lot darker than the previous ones. Wow! I'm really enjoying this. According to the two of them, She'd gotten confused several times in the past, but never like this. We might have underestimated how dangerous her situation really was. Her brain was probably under a lot of stress already. We needed a way to deal with this, and now. But for that... Wow! That is... The mood in this room is totally different than the mood in Lukako's room. The second I opened the door, I heard Daru and Maho yelling. I ran inside without even taking the time to remove my shoes.
Okarin! なんつグッドタイミング!
Okabeさん、びしょ濡れじゃない。
そんなことはどうでもいい。それよりも、やったのか?
Daru gave me a thumbs up. Hell yeah.
でかしたダル!
スーパーハッカーなのだぜ。これくらい当然だっつーの。
He could say that, but I knew exactly how much talent and effort it took to hack CERN. Your average hacker couldn't do it. The name Super Hacker wasn't just for show.
ヒヤジョウさんはヒヤジョウさんの方も完成したのか?
私だって、これくらいどうってことなかったわ。
Ha ha! Maho stuck her thumb up just like Daru had.
さすがだな。
まあ、これも全部、あなたやかがりさんから情報を得られたからなんだけど、そういう意味では、かがりさんの中にクリスの記憶が残っていて助かったわね。
いや、それでも完成させたのはヒヤジョウさんの力だ。
ありがとう。その言葉、素直に受け取っておくわ。あとは実際にきちんと機能するかどうかが問題だけど、こればっかりは試してみるわけにもいかないのよね。
そうだな。
僕はキッチン二郎3回な。
What is Kitchen Jiro? Kitchen Jiro, a restaurant chain found in downtown Tokyo as well as Kansai. It has a popular combo menu that offers a large amount of delicious food. In addition to the restaurants, it also offers a delivery service. Kitchen Jiro. Wait, this is real, right? It doesn't have the fictional tag. Hold up. Is Kitchen Jiro real? I think I've heard of this before, if I'm correct. I might be absolutely wrong, so if I'm wrong, egg on my face. But isn't Kitchen Jiro real? Yes, it is! Yes, it is real! Oh, hell yeah! I know where I might check out sometime. I'm definitely gonna check out Kitchen Jiro. Yeah, I think I've heard of it before. I think I've heard of Kitchen Jiro before, but I don't know where. I don't know where I heard the name before. Where did I hear Kitchen Jiro from? I don't remember. Sure thing. Anyway, everything was ready. All that was left was to find out who they were. But that was still the biggest problem.
それじゃ、私はちょっと眠らせてもらうわ。さすがに疲れた。
The sound of a ringing phone cut her off.
もう誰よ。人がこれから寝ようって時に。
Laskinen?
はい、もしもし。
She muttered to herself as she took the phone to the back of the development room.
で、かがりたんの方はどうなん？
それなんだが。
Oh. Just as I spoke, a rhyme message arrived. Lukako. Kagari-san woke up. She's calmed down. I let out a small sigh of relief and sent back an answer. Got it. Sorry. Can you look after her for a while? I'll contact you if I need you. I'm gonna reread that. Got it. Sorry. Can you look after her for a while? I'll contact you if I need you.
実は、あまり良くない。今日なんて、まゆりのことすらわからなくなった。
マジで？
それだけじゃない。その後、ひどい頭痛を訴えて、意識を失った。
それ、まずくね？
まずいな。なんとかしないと。
But unless we knew who we were up against, there was nothing we could do.
本当ですか？
Daru and I exchanged glances at sudden voice from the element room.
マホタン、どうしたん？
何かあったのか？
When he looked inside, Maho turned around in a state of shock.
荒らされたって、私の借りてたホテルの部屋。
Good thing you brought the laptop with you. The call was from the hotel. Maho was staying at a business hotel in Wako City. Sometime in the past few days, while she'd been staying here. Sometime in the past few days, while she'd been staying here, someone had ransacked it. She left her key card with the front desk, but there were signs that the lock had been picked. She'd just given her okay to search the room.
それで、詳しい状況は分かったのか？
今から警察に連絡するから、何が盗まれてるか調べるためにも早く戻ってこいって。
じゃあ、何が取られたかわからんってこと？もしかして下着とかも？
I know you're trying to make humor in this serious situation, but why did you have to go that direction?
そういうのは全部持ってきてるわよ。セクハラで訴えましょうか？
うひー、それだけは勘弁。
You seem way too happy for that. You seem way too happy in response for...
まあ、私の部屋って普段から散らかってるから、荒らされてるように見えただけって可能性もある。楽観的に考えればね。鍵が開けられてたって言うから、誰かが入ったのは間違いないでしょうけど、実はついこの間もオフィスの方が荒らされたことがあって。
じゃあ、単なる偶然じゃないな。何者かがヒヤジョーさんの持っている何かを探しているんだ。
そうね。でも何を探しているのかは見当がついてるわ。
なんだ？
クリスのノート PC よ。
あれか。
Putting all the pieces together, it seemed the most likely option. I could be sure that whoever tried to override Kagari's memories was the same group that attacked her in the other world line. Whoever those people were, they were after the time machine theory hidden in Kurisu's memories. But since their experiment had failed and Kagari had escaped, they turned their attention to the other thing Kurisu had left behind. The laptop and hard drive that Maho had. But if they were after that, did that mean they had it now?
つかその PC ってこの前マホタンが僕に託したやつ？
何？
実はね、どうしてもパスワードを解析したくて、ここに困るようになってから橋田さんにお願いしたの。
それじゃあノート PC は？
無事のはずよ。ね？
もちろん今は僕の秘密のアジトにあるのだぜ。つってもずっとセルンのハッキングにかかりきりだったからまだパスワードは解析できてないけどね。
That made me feel a lot better. Oh wait, are we going to get into Kurisu's laptop in this episode? I mean in this chapter, or are we not? Or is this going to end up like Steins Gate Zero, the anime? Now, if only we knew who had broken into her room. But it wouldn't be easy. Still, if they'd done something like that, they must be starting to panic. What would they do next? Wait a second.
もしかしたらこれは使えるかもしれない。
使えるって？
I didn't want to waste time explaining, so I just took out my phone and made the call. Several days later, Kagari's condition was getting worse. What's your plan, Okabe? Oh, Kagari point of view. How do you pronounce this? How do you pronounce this word? Staccato! Oh! I didn't recognize the spelling for a second. Yes, okay, that word's staccato. Staccato footsteps echoed through the darkness. Akihara got quiet early. The ever-busy electronic stores, the concert halls that were filled with cheers, and the coffee shops that were full of laughter. All of that gave way to silence as soon as night fell. A single set of footsteps walked slowly through the silence, never breaking rhythm. It's Kagari. They belonged to a girl. It was dark, and so it was hard to see her clearly. Oh, she's gonna get kidnapped. I bet she's gonna get kidnapped. But it was very clear that she was acting strange. She had a cap pulled down over her face, and was trying to avoid letting anyone see her as she walked. As if she was hiding from someone. As if someone was chasing her. And just as she was about to turn a corner, several men jumped out in front of her. The girl stopped in surprise. Suddenly, there were men behind her too.
Kagari da na.
She looks kind of pissed. One of the men spoke. His Japanese was fluent, but if she listened carefully, she might have detected a trace of a foreign accent. The girl they called Kagari was helpless as they surrounded her. One of the men thought to himself, "This is the easiest job in the world." All they had to do was kidnap a single helpless-looking girl. There was no need to bring this many people. No, it wasn't just him. Almost everyone there felt the same way.
おとなしくしていれば手荒な真似はしない。
The men gradually began to close in. The girl simply stood there, afraid, and showed no signs of resistance. Is this your plan, Okabe? Hold on. Is this your plan? Was this your plan, Okabe, to figure out who's been after Kagari? This is one of the most dangerous things, dangerous plans that you could have done, dude. This is a dangerous-ass plan. The girl simply stood there, afraid, and showed no signs of resistance. This was too easy. Just as the man smiled and reached out his hand. What? He thought he heard the sound of something slicing through the air, and then he fell to the ground, clutching his hand. It looked like 3 sausages lying on the ground. Oh! Before they realized that the sausages were the man's fingers, another man went down from a high kick to the head. The men began to howl in rage.
You fucking bitch!
Oh, wow! They leapt at the girl, swearing. So Kagari's fighting them. But one of the men, who was trying to attack her from behind, suddenly screamed.
おいおい、静かにしな。あんまりうるさくすると、おめえらも困るんじゃねえのか?
Oh, Braun! A huge man came out of the darkness, silhouetted by the moon. Oh my god, that was Okabe's fucking plan. Wait, was that even Kagari? I bet that was not Kagari.
すごいな。
I bet that was Mocha in disguise. Oh my god, that was so Mocha in disguise. The face Kagari was making, that was so Mocha. Damn, that's actually a really clever plan, Okabe. Congratulations. That was all I could say as I watched these tough men go down, one after the other. I knew from his size that Tanoji was strong. It was the other girl that really shocked me. Nope! Oh, it was Susaha! I thought that was Mocha, for some reason. Because Mr. Braun was there, I thought Mocha would assist. But no, that was Susaha. Okay, that makes sense, though. Because Susaha, well, has military training, so that definitely makes sense that she knows how to, fucking fight. Her disguise ruined. Susaha jumped around like a cat. Each time she moved, the men around her quivered. Wait, what's Mr. Braun's background? I know Susaha has a military background, but what's Mr. Braun's background? That's the terrifying part. Like, he's a part of CERN's organization of Rounders, but what other background does he have? Because just because he's a part of the intelligence of CERN doesn't already mean that, he's super good at fighting. So he must have some sort of a fighting or military background. Probably a military one because he was able to recognize military numbers. I think there's a manga about Mr. Bond's backstory. I might need to check that out. I knew she'd undergone combat training, but I had no idea she was this strong when she was serious. The kicks from her long, lithe legs were like a work of art.
やるじゃねえか、バイタン。
店長もね。
The men fell to the ground without even having the time to draw their knives and guns. Several days earlier, when I realized that the enemy was probably starting to panic, I came up with a plan. In the last war line, Mocha had told me that someone was looking for Kagari. I wondered if that was true in this war line too. So I asked Mocha to leak some information for me. A girl matching Shina Kagari's description came down this road at the same time every day. And today, a few days later, they all taken the bait. I hung back behind the corner of an alley, watching them fight. I felt kind of pathetic. But it was obvious that not only would I be of no help whatsoever, I'd actually just get in the way. So it was smarter to leave it to them.
そっちはどう?
I heard Darwa's voice from the earphone on one of my ears. I called him and left the call connected so we could talk at any time.
鈴葉は大丈夫? 怪我してない?
Daru had been opposed to Suzaha's plan to use herself as a decoy. He must have been worried about putting his daughter in danger.
心配いらない。お前の娘は想像よりずっとすごいよ。
そりゃ僕の娘だからね。でも傷物になんかされたらオカリン、一生恨むからな。
He'd be better off worrying about the people she was fighting. I suddenly heard a high-pitched whistle. At the signal, the men started to turn and run. They'd realized they'd fallen into a trap and decided to retreat.
おっと、そうはいくかよ。
Tanoji's giant arms grabbed one of the men's hands. But there was a hollow popping sound, and the man's body went limp. Did I get shot? No way! He was dead? He took his own life?
おじさん、そっち!
A piercing yell brought me back to my senses. One of the men was coming towards the alleyway where I was hiding. Our goal was to capture them and make them tell us who they were working for. If we couldn't do that, all of this would be for nothing. I ran out in front of the man without even thinking. My sudden appearance caused him to hesitate for a moment, but he kept charging without dropping his speed. I saw that he was holding on to something shiny near his wrist. Just as he hit me, Susaha slammed into him with a jump kick.
Otta!
The kick knocked him directly into Tenoji's waiting arms. Tenoji caught him easily, then spun the man's arms around his back so he couldn't hurt himself.
おじさん、怪我は
Did Okabe get stabbed?
大丈夫？
なんともない。
オカリン、どうした？何があった？
心配するな。こっちはみんな無事だ。それより鈴葉、奴は
Something like a scream came out of his mouth. At some point, Tenoji had jammed what looked like a towel into it. He was probably trying to keep him from killing himself, like the last guy.
おいおい、あんまり暴れるんじゃねえよ。騒ぎになって困るのはおめえもだろうが。それにまだ1本目だぜ。情けねえ。あとまだ9本も残ってる。
Tenoji just broke one of his fingers, didn't he?
それが終わったら目だ。それから両方の耳、鼻。まだまだお楽しみはいっぱいあるんだぜ。
His voice was cold. This was the real Tenoji. This was FB. I wanted to look away, but Susaha was watching without flinching in the slightest.
俺だって面倒な真似はしたくねえ。どうせ吐くんなら早めに吐いた方がお互いのためだと思うぜ。ん？どうだ？もう一本行くか。
The man shook his head violently.
最初からそうすりゃいいんだよ。で、おめえさんたちの元締めは誰だ？
Tenoji took the towel out of the man's mouth. He said something in a whisper, so small I couldn't hear it. Tenoji's pallor suddenly changed.
ストラト4？
Stratful. What's Stratful? Fictional. Official name, Strategic Focus. An American civilian intelligence company, sometimes called the Shadow CIA. It's fictional, okay. It has its own independent intelligence network that it uses to gather and analyze security information from around the globe. And many famous companies and military organizations sit on its board of advisors. They are a for-profit company with completely different ideals and policies from groups like Anonymous, who crack classified information, or WikiLeaks, which publishes public interest information from whistleblowers. There is a real information brokerage company named Strategic Forecasting Incorporated, based out of Texas. This company bears no relationship whatsoever with Strategic Focus. That is Stratful.
おい、冗談じゃねえだろな。
The man desperately shook his head again.
ストラト4か。また面倒な奴らが。
Stratful. I'd heard of them. Back when I was into conspiracy theories, I looked them up on the internet. Their real name was Strategic Focus, I think. Oh, we just learned about this. They were an American civilian intelligence company, sometimes called the Shadow CIA. Are we getting this? Is Okabe going to explain the tip for us? CIA. An abbreviation used by the American Central Intelligence Agency. The CIA reports directly to the president. They engage in spying, intelligence gathering, and political manipulation in foreign nations to guarantee American security. They are said to have been involved in many major historical events. CIA. They specialize in military matters, and their skills had supposedly been put to good use during the Iraq and Gulf Wars. If a certain rounder like Tenoji said they were a problem, they probably were. This wasn't going to be easy. But now wasn't the time for being scared.
聞いたか誰今すぐにストラト4のサーバーにハッキングをかけてくれ
オキドキ
Yeah! I felt myself starting to relax after I completed my first objective. But there wasn't time for that. This was where things really began. This is where the fun began. This is where the fun begins. Sorry, I had to make a joke.
どうしたの店長。何か気にかかることでも。
いや、ストラト4といや民間の会社だぜ。いわば金によって雇われてる連中だ。そんな奴らがいくら捕まったからって自決までするか？
It did seem strange, come to think of it.
おい、おめえ本当に
Tenoji tried to wring the man's neck again, but
気を失ってやがる。だらしねえやつだ。
Tenoji sighed and took out a rope, then started to tie him up.
後始末は俺に任せて、おめえらは行け。
いいんですか
This isn't his first time doing this.
これで終わりじゃねえんだろ。
I was a little curious what he intended to do with them, but
わかりました。後のことはお願いします。
I had other priorities right now. I sent my thanks to Tenoji and hurried to the lab with Susaha.
おじさん、早く。
わかってる。
Susaha ran through the night like a panther. It was all I could do to keep up. The path to the lab seemed far longer than it usually did. So Okabe only got hit, right? We finally made it to the lab. Mary, Ferris, and everyone else were already there waiting. And Kagari, too. Kagari was lying on the couch in obvious pain. Her breathing was shallow. Her complexion was pale. Something bad could happen to her at any moment.
誰どうだ
ちょい待ち。前にハッキングかけた時のルートがあるから今探ってる。
前にって。お前、そんな危険なことをしてたのか
ちょっとね、友達と賭けでね、どっちが早くハックできるか勝負したんだ。ゴーゴーカレー1年分
Go Curry. What is Go Curry? And also, did Daru win? We'll figure out after I read this tip. Curry chain based out of Kanazawa, Ishikawa. It has stores all over Japan, but primarily in the northern and eastern parts of the country. It offers Kanazawa curry, which is famous for its thick rooks and katsu and cabbage on top. Go Curry. This is also a seemingly real chain of restaurants in Japan. He probably had no idea how dangerous that was.
あれどっちが勝ったか聞かないん
I am. From the way he was acting, There was no need to even ask. Oh yeah, definitely Daru won.
とにかく、急いでくれ。
ラジャー
Since their plan to steal back Kagari had failed, there was a good chance Strathful would resort to even more desperate measures. There was no time to waste. And did he get stabbed, actually? I think Okabe got stabbed.
オカリ、顔色悪いよ。
Oh no, he actually did get stabbed.
いや、なんでもない。
なんでもないことないにゃ。見せるにゃ。
Ferris ripped off my coat.
ひどい怪我してるにゃ。岡部さん、違う。オカリ。
I tried to avoid looking at it, but there was a lot more dark blood staining the side of my shirt than I expected to see. When the man had stabbed me before, it must have gone in pretty deep.
問題ない。
問題ないわけないにゃ。ルカにゃ、応急手当の用意を。はい。
俺は大丈夫だ。前より、それよりも、かがりは
Not good.
かがりちゃん、しかり。
Kagari was still lying on the sofa, panting for breath. For the last few days, she'd been getting weaker and weaker. Her hand reached up into the air.
ママ、どこにいるの？ママはここだよ。ちゃんとそばにいるよ。
Mayuri grabbed her hand tightly, and she finally smiled a weak smile.
ねえ、ママ、私、このまま消えちゃうのかな。大丈夫だよ。きっとオカリンとダルくんが何とかしてくれるから。オカリンさん。そうだよ。オカリン、わかるよね。オカリンさん。
Kagari's lifeless eyes turned toward me.
心配しなくていい。もう少しで元通りになる。
岡部さん。私を消して。
かがり。
Is Kurisu telling him to... Oh. No.
彼女の中から私を消して。このままじゃ彼女が。
Those were Kurisu's words. Personality and memory were two different things. Just because she had Kurisu's memories, that didn't mean she had Kurisu's personality. But... Whoa! Whoa! What the fuck? Whoa! That is so fucking trippy, man. That is so fucking trippy. Oh my god.
私を消して。
Those were definitely Kurisu's words. At least, that's how it seemed to me. I remembered what she'd said before. She told me to save Mayuri. She told me she couldn't sacrifice Mayuri to save herself. Maybe there was a tiny chance that Kurisu's memories would safely settle inside Kagari's mind. But even if they did, I knew what she'd chosen. She'd chosen to leave. She'd chosen to disappear. I had no way of knowing if the words coming out of Kagari's mouth were from another personality created by Kurisu's memories. But there was no doubt that they were Kurisu's words. Right now, she was nothing but a formless thing called memory. So why, even now when she was nothing but memories, did she still have to suffer so much? Why did she have to suffer at all?
ごめんね、岡部。
Clear drops fell from her softly closed eyes.
誰まだか
Kurisu! I asked him to stop myself from screaming her name.
待って、もうすぐ。
まずいよ、おじさん。
Suza whispered to me as she looked out the window.
1、2、3、何人か集まってきてる。ストラト4だ。
You're gonna have to hold out here.
誰
よし、来い。
The tension was rising every second. Was he done yet? Why wasn't he done yet?
シュー
誰
シュー来たビンゴ
Lukako and the others brought the treatment device over, but I motioned for them to stay back as I looked down at the monitor. Maho leaned over Daru's other shoulder.
重要そうなファイルの中からサイズの大きなものを選んで。
待ってよ、大きなのずっと。もしかしてこれかな
Oh yeah, before I continue on, CBMS, CBMR, Drain, DRAIN, Groan, John, Junk. Okay, I don't know what are the blurry ones? Freckles, Frat TR, ...
でもファイルネーム、ジョンって。
モーツァルトの洗礼名はヨハネ。きっとそれだわ。
Oh!
なんかよくわからんけど、OK。てか中にもファイルがいっぱいあるんですけど。
I'm not gonna read the file names.
見せて。
Inside the folder were several files labeled with codes.
ファイルが増えてる。私たちの研究段階じゃこんなに多くなかった。
Which meant that after the Amadeus program was shut down, it had ended up in Stratfo's hands somehow, and they'd gone on to do more experiments with it.
この中のどれかがカガリさんの記憶データのはずだけど。
K6205 だ。
え
K6205 番がかがりの記憶だ。誰
Coachelle, number 620, the magic flute.
K62 あったこれだ
後の手はずは事前に話した通りに頼む。
Compared to Kurisu's timely machine, the process was a lot simpler. Since the memory data already existed, there was no need for a VR headset, or the phone wave. All we had to do was use the decoder program on Kagari's memory data, then use CERN's LHC to compress it. Then we transfer the compressed data and send it to the cell phone.
早く完全に囲まれた。
誰準備はいいか
オールオッケー
よし、行くぞ
待って。
I looked up and saw that Maho was staring at the screen, her features frozen in an iron mask.
どうしたヒアジョさん。
本当にうまくいくのかしら。もし失敗したら、かがりさんは。
I reached my arm around Daru's back and put my hand firmly on her shoulder.
大丈夫だ。俺が保証する。
岡部さん。
Kagari?
I stepped away from the PC and knelt down in front of the sofa where Kagari lay.
Okabe-san.
いいな。
Goodbye. Kurisu.
了解
Alright, are we about to do a phone call? The sound of the footsteps coming up the stairs. The sound of the phone ringing. Okay. This is where I save. I bet this is where I save. No, I don't do that! Alright, I'm picking up. Answer. The phone I press against Kagari's head stops ringing. And in that moment, the world changed. I bet that was a saving point. But I wanted to go ahead and answer the phone to see what would happen. Alright. Where's Okabe? I was inside a deep black darkness. Was this the right choice, actually? I don't know. Was this actually the right choice? There was no sound. No temperature. Just darkness. Cold and silence. No one was here. I didn't even know if I was asleep or awake. There was nothing but a vague sense of presence. Nothingness. Nothingness spreading out to infinity. Did it work? Or did we kill Kagari? Huh? What was I doing? Wasn't I?
ちょっと岡部、いつまでもそんなところで寝てると風邪ひくわよ。
Fuck! Oh, fuck! Oh, no! Oh, no! I think we accidentally killed Kagari! Oh, no! I mean, I didn't really consider my actions while doing that, so... Fuck! I turned toward the voice. Standing there, next to the open curtains of the Delman room was...
何よ。
Fuck! Oh no! Oh no! I killed Kagari! Oh no! Oh my god! I actually killed her!
なんだ、クリス、いたのか。
Wait, why are you being so nonchalant about this? Huh? What? An atomic duel? Promise Rinascimento. Okay, we got to the new chapter.
とはずいぶんご挨拶だな。さっきからずっとここにいたじゃない。
What? We just killed Kagari. What the fuck? Okabe's being so casual about this. Ah, fuck! Well, we're getting quite an interesting path now. Oops. Well, at least we get to see some more Kurisu. In the next time. We can see more Kurisu next time, but fuck. I didn't mean to do it. I thought that was what we were supposed to do in order to save Kagari. I didn't know that would kill her. Oh, no. Well, I really messed up.
Okay.